So today I'm going to talk about an aspect of the Kundalini awakening that I would call the astral cleansing phase. Um, and I wanted to talk about this to give it a voice, to, if you are undergoing this, to bring you peace of mind, to know that you're not alone. Um, so Kundalini awakening, different people mean different things when they say that. And there's all kinds of different experiences. There's feeling energy go up your spine, having, a mystical experience. There's the Kundalini can work through one chakra for many lifetimes. In my life, the way that I felt the onset of it was the cracking of the cosmic egg. I felt the descent of grace, the rising of Kundalini, and I felt it systematically kind of burn its way through my whole system. And I've had symptoms in every chakra, depending on what Kundalini is helping me with, helping me to clear. But I want to talk about this astral cleansing phase. Astral meaning your lower desires. It could be lust, it could be feelings of unworthiness and lack, and everything that you do from that feeling. It could be emotional addictions. So I wanted to talk about this because it can incapacitate you in a sense, because what the Kundalini does is it quickens the process of the soul purging out limiting patterns, patterns that keep you stuck in negativity, so that you can realize more of your immortal self in this life. So when you're in this phase, you might feel like your entire life, like every second of your day, you're absorbed in your emotions. You're absorbed, like almost identified totally with sensation, because the energy is like working in your astral body to essentially, what it's doing is to make you sick of it, right? Let's say it's an addiction to nostalgia, to anxiety. You will feel that emotion as if, like, I've heard people describe, I've never done ayahuasca, but when I was in college, I did mushrooms. But when you feel that fear in a very open state of awareness, it's a lot stronger than in your normal waking state, when you can kind of like push it down, ignore it. In Kundalini, you cannot ignore it or push it down. So you essentially feel it as if you're on plant medicine, as if it's like your whole world is this feeling. And what once felt to you like 3 out of 10 anxiety now feels like 12 out of 10 anxiety, and your body is like quaking and your teeth are, like, I mean, I'm surprised I didn't break some teeth, to be honest, when I was working through some really intense fears. And in my life, I was incapacitated for, like, literally, I couldn't lift my head off of a pillow for, I don't know, I don't remember how many months it was, like maybe 4 or 5 months, because the descent of grace was so intense and it got stuck in my third eye, because I had broken images of myself, because I had a lot of blind selves of things that I wasn't wanting to acknowledge in my life. And it was so strong that at the time my mom had to take care of me. My then husband at the time was working in Peru, in the middle of nowhere, where a place where I couldn't go. It was like a power plant. And so I went to my parents' house, and my mom was kind of like taking care of me, walking my dog. And she would feel like she would walk by the staircase where my bedroom was, and she would feel this energy spinning. And she'd say, "Whoa, every time I walk by her bedroom, I feel like I'm going to have a stroke." So this is intense stuff, folks. And I wanted to share this because as of right now, I'm not aware of anywhere, at least in the United States, of like a facility that actually can care for you. There used to be a place, but the woman that ran it shut it down. And so I think it's important for anybody who is experiencing these things to talk about it, to talk about what helped you. Honestly, what helped me in this situation was just giving up. It was just like being totally surrendered to it. And I knew that it was a good thing because of the initial opening. And I knew that it wasn't like a physical problem because of all the phenomena I was experiencing. Like when I could get up to walk, like I would walk around my neighborhood and the neighborhood would literally tune, like I would see my past life, like everywhere where I had lived, like Renaissance Italy, France, Spain, like a dial, like changing stations. I would see this while the energy was working through my third eye. While the energy was working through my throat, I felt like someone was choking me. I felt like there was a hand on my throat. I went to the doctor, because I had earlier in my life, I had thyroid cancer. So I was like, well, is this like a lump or something? Like, no, nothing. Couldn't find anything. So I had myself checked and they couldn't find anything. And yeah, in every center, I've experienced frightening, terrifying symptoms. And so this astral cleansing phase, I will tell you, it does come to an end. It may take years. Again, it depends on two things. It depends on the intensity of the awakening, because like I said, Kundalini can work through one chakra for many lifetimes, or it could go up and down your system through all your chakras, however many times it takes for you to really purge these karmic patterns. So it depends on the karma that you have and the intensity of the actual awakening. And it can take years. And actually, the end of that phase for me was marked by a specific event that actually, a few days after it happened, the YouTube algorithm showed me a YouTube video about Kundalini, which I hadn't searched for Kundalini videos in like a long time. And it actually described, there's a name for it. I don't remember what it's called, but I saw like white lightning in my mind. I was at dinner with a friend, and all of a sudden there was like a crack, like of white lightning, like as if my brain got struck by lightning. It was shocking. And then the YouTube video that I found said like that specific event means the astral body phase is kind of maybe not over, but you've moved into a phase where you have more control of the mental, right? Where you have more control of your mind, of your thoughts. Because when you're absorbed in your astral body, there's a fat chance that you're going to be able to control your mind. But the good thing about that is that if you just trust the process and let the astral body get worked on, right? And that might include intense, whatever's stuck inside of you that's in your astral body. Like for me, it was like this intense longing for like the sadness of like not having children, and this feeling of lack, and like this feeling that I wasn't whole because I wasn't married with children. This was like a really heavy thing. And then all of a sudden, like, it ended. It just ended with a bang. And now I have like, the astral body doesn't own me. It's of course I have emotions, I feel pain, but I'm not absorbed in my emotions. I'm just not. If I want to think about something, if I want to tune into a version of reality, if I even want to use my mind, I can. But when I was like absorbed in the astral body and in the emotional wounding, like I couldn't do shit with my mind. So yeah, it comes to an end, just as every experience comes and goes, right? I just wanted to describe my experience of it. I was kind of like stuck in like teeth rattling fear, anxiety. And so even if you hadn't had a Kundalini awakening, what happens when you do proactive spiritual practice is like you say, okay, I want to embody my divine self. So the soul enhances everything in you that is unhealed, so that you can essentially get sick of it and it lets go of you. But in a Kundalini awakening, you didn't really consciously ask, at least if it was a spontaneous awakening, you didn't consciously ask to purge your mortal self, but it's happening already. So you're on a ride, and you might as well go with it. You might as well, to the best of your ability, trust the process. And know that if you feel like you can't even get out of your emotional body, just give into that. Give into that, give into that, give into that. You're in a current that has a purpose. The purpose is to overdose on your negativity, because that's usually the most effective way for the soul to purge the virus. Like the immune system purges the virus. When you get exposed to it, you feel the negativity of it, and then you build a strength and you purge it. So yeah, I haven't talked about Kundalini in a while, and I think I'll talk about it more, because I have a feeling that more people are going to have spontaneous awakenings. I'm not a scholar of it or an expert of it. I'm good at telling my story, of just describing it. And because I know that stories are healing. Stories are healing. If you feel like you can't function, I can't even imagine, like, looking back, it makes perfect sense that I don't have children yet, because I wouldn't have been able to take care of them. And God bless you if you have children and you have responsibilities. Like, I've been blessed that I work remotely and I can pretty much be wherever I want, do whatever I want. I don't feel able to fit my rhythms, my biorhythms, my energy rhythms into somebody else's life. I can't be like, I can't work for someone. I can't do that. Now I feel more flexibility. Now I feel like, oh, of course, this is why things have happened in the sequence that they have. Like, I wouldn't have been able to I could hardly take care of my dog at some point. So trust your life, trust the process. A lot of people ask for Kundalini awakening and then they get it and they're like, what the fuck did I ask for? Don't worry. Even if you feel like you're trapped in a hell realm of misery, like, it will come to an end, and it is a gift. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day.